Welcome to the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Can you believe that one tiny bean could grow into a giant stalk, reaching all the way to the sky? What will happen when Jack, a poor but clever boy, climbs up that magical beanstalk and discovers a hidden world in the clouds? Join Jack on a magical adventure full of excitement, surprises and lots of laughter. A giant, a treasure, and many wonders are waiting just ahead. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. He lived with his mother in a small house in the village. Jack's family was very poor, and their only possession was a cow that had grown so old it could no longer give milk. One day, Jack's mother decided to sell the cow. She told Jack to take the cow to the market and try to get a good price for it. On his way to the market, Jack met a mysterious old man. The old man said, "I will trade this magic bean for your cow." "Why would I trade an entire cow for a tiny bean?" Jack asked. "This is no ordinary bean. It's a magic bean. Plant it tonight, and by morning it will grow all the way up to the sky." "How can I believe you?" Jack was doubtful. "If my words don't come true, I will return your cow to you tomorrow morning." Jack wasn't sure if he should trust the old man, but he figured he had nothing to lose. So he agreed to the trade and exchanged the cow for the magic bean. When Jack returned home, his mother asked, "Jack, how much money did you sell the cow for?" "I traded it for this magic bean," Jack replied excitedly. "What? You gave away our only possession for a useless bean? How could you be so foolish?" Jack's mother was furious. She scolded him and threw the bean out the window into the garden. She punished Jack by sending him to bed without dinner. The next morning, when Jack woke up and looked out the window, he saw something unbelievable. A gigantic beanstalk had sprouted overnight and stretched all the way up into the sky. "Wow, what is that? Could this be my magic bean?" Overjoyed, Jack climbed out the window and jumped onto the beanstalk. The old man's words were true. The beanstalk has grown all the way to the sky. I must see where it leads. Jack eagerly climbed up the beanstalk. He climbed and climbed higher and higher. By the time he reached the top, it was already evening. Before him lay a magnificent castle floating among the clouds. Jack was exhausted from climbing and hungry since he had not eaten since the night before. He knocked on the castle door. "Hello? Is anyone here? May I have some food?" Suddenly the castle door opened on its own. Jack hesitated but bravely stepped inside. The castle was grand and filled with shining treasures. Jack wandered into the kitchen and found a piece of bread and a little milk. Just as he was about to eat, he heard loud thudding sounds, and the entire castle shook as if there were an earthquake. Frightened, Jack hid under the table. A terrifying giant stomped into the room, carrying a huge sack of gold. It turned out that this was the castle of an evil giant. The giant sniffed the air and boomed. Fee, fee, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a human. He looked around but didn't see Jack, who was too small and hidden under the table. Maybe it's just the smell of last night's roasted turkey, the giant mumbled. He yawned, feeling tired, and decided to take a nap. The giant placed the sack of gold on the table and left the room. As soon as the giant was gone, Jack crept out from his hiding place, climbed onto the table and gasped at the sight of the enormous sack of gold. Wow, this gold is amazing. I'll be rich. Jack grabbed the sack and carefully sneaked out of the castle. He hurried to the beanstalk and climbed down, bringing the gold home to his mother. He told her about the beanstalk, the giant's castle, and the treasure he had found. A few days later, Jack decided to climb the beanstalk again and return to the castle. While exploring, he heard the giant's loud footsteps. This time, he had no time to hide under the table and quickly hid inside a cupboard. The giant entered the room carrying a hen. He placed it down and commanded, "Hen, lay a golden egg for me. Abracadabra, golden egg appear." The hen clucked and magically laid a shiny golden egg. The giant picked up the egg and left the room. Jack crawled out of his hiding place and took the hen. He ran out of the castle as fast as he could before the giant noticed. Jack brought the hen home to his mother and said, "Look, Mother, this hen lays real golden eggs." Jack copied the giant's words and commanded, "Hen, lay a golden egg for me. Abracadabra, golden egg appear." The hen clucked and laid another golden egg. Jack's mother warned him, "Jack, stealing from others is wrong. You should earn your wealth honestly. But look, Mother, with this hen, we won't have to work anymore. We'll always have enough to live on." Jack became greedier. Every day he returned to the giant's castle to steal more treasures. One day, Jack snuck into the castle and saw the giant speaking to a magical harp. "Abracadabra, play music for me." The harp started playing beautiful melodies on its own. "This music makes me so sleepy," said the giant, yawning as he went to bed. When the giant was asleep, Jack climbed onto the table and grabbed the harp. But as soon as he touched it, the harp cried out, "Master, master, someone is stealing me." The giant woke up and stormed out of his room, furious. "Aha! So you're the thief who stole my gold and my hen." Jack quickly darted under the giant's legs and ran for his life. The enraged giant chased after him. Jack slid down the beanstalk, the wind whistling past his ears. The giant was right behind him. As soon as Jack reached the ground, he grabbed an axe and swung it at the beanstalk with all his might. The beanstalk began to topple, crashing to the ground. The giant lost his grip, plummeted down, and was killed. From that day on, Jack learned an important lesson. Greed leads to trouble, and it is always better to work hard for an honest living. And that's the end of Jack's magical adventure with the Beanstalk. From a poor little boy, Jack bravely faced danger to protect his mom and change their lives forever. But more importantly, Jack learned a valuable lesson. You shouldn't take things that don't belong to you, no matter how tempting they are. If you want a happy life, you have to work hard, be kind, and always do the right thing. This story isn't just full of fun and adventure. It's a gentle reminder for all of us to be brave, honest, and hardworking every day. Thanks for joining us, little friends. See you again soon in another magical fairy tale. If you enjoyed this story, please click the button below to subscribe and give me more motivation to make more videos. Thank you, everyone.